Hi, this is Sucheta with Travel Talk. Thank you for joining me. Today is actually episode 13 of Travel Talk with Sucheta, and I'm talking about turning your passion into a career. So, if you are unhappy in your job, or maybe you're looking to do a career change, perhaps you've always looked at someone else and thought, I could be doing that. Or maybe you wanted to be your own boss. I want to share some things with you that are very personal and how I have come about in making a career from my passion. Uh, Let me start off by telling you a story. 10 years ago, I was pretty unhappy. I had a corporate job, which I was good at, and I made a lot of money doing it, but I didn't feel satisfied. So oftentimes I would come home in the evenings and I will complain about how much I hated my coworkers, I hated my work, and my health was suffering. I felt off balance. When you look into yourself and you feel you're just not where you belong. So at that time, I didn't really know what was going on. I thought I had gone through school, gotten my master's, and I was meant to be doing this. But while I was doing it, I felt off balance. So I read a lot of books on spirituality. I saw a therapist, I saw a life coach, and trying to find the solution, the reason why I'm feeling this way, and what am I supposed to be doing if it's not this. So I would say it was a trial and error to find out what I should be doing. And I know a lot of you out there feel that way. Sometimes you are working just for the money because you have responsibilities, you have family to support, you may have a mortgage, or you may feel that you need to have a stable income to sustain yourself. But a lot of times our heart is not in the same place as our mind is. And that's what creates this imbalance and unhappiness. And we question the meaning of life and we question what are we supposed to be doing. Oprah's new book just came out. It's called The Path Made Clear. And there's an extract from there. It says, this is a universal truth. We fall, of course, the minute our intention shifts from following our hearts to responding to what we think others believe. All of a sudden, life becomes complicated. The goal is to get back to living for yourself. So, anytime you feel that you are not doing what you're meant to be doing and you're just doing things for others, you are not going to be happy and you won't be able to give as much. So, the first thing I ask people in that situation to do when they are looking for what their passion is, and maybe you already know that, maybe you are still searching for your passion, or you don't know how to make that into a career. So, I'd encourage you to take a piece of paper and make a Venn diagram, draw 3 circles, and in the first one, write down what do you like to do. In the second one, write down what are you good at. And the third circle, write down what actually pays. Now, in the intersection, you're going to find the answer of what you should be doing. For me, when I started to draw the circle and fill it out, I thought I'm good at a lot of things. I would say like cooking and entertaining. I love travel planning. I love throwing parties. So I like to write. And then I had to really think about what is it I'm really good at. Those are things that interest me and I really enjoy doing it. But what is it that I can be different from others? And at that point, I didn't think writing was something I was very good at, but it's just something I threw it out there. And over time, it evolved. And another thing I looked at was I really enjoy giving back to the community. So ever since I was a kid, I have been volunteering in projects right from India and in high school and in college. So that was something I felt like I really like to do. I don't know if it's not going to obviously make money, but I put it on there. So anything that comes to your mind, put it on there, no filters. And for me, that intersection of all those three things about what I'm good at, what pays, and what I like to do gave the birth to Go Eat Give, which is my nonprofit organization. And it started just with a blog where I was writing about travel and food, but it evolved into giving back and helping others and making money doing that. So you never know where it can take you, but you just have to put it all on paper and see it visually to get to that point. The tips for doing that is, there's no magic bullet. Nobody's going to come to you and say, hey, you're a great artist. Tomorrow you're going to start selling millions of paintings, and you're going to be rich. You have to think about what's creative, what's innovative. Maybe there's a career that doesn't even exist that you are going to carve out based on your interests and what you're good at. And remember, there are no bad ideas until you try it. I worked in investment banking. I've been a consultant. I worked as an event planner. I had a interior design business. I thought about going into real estate. So it's not one magic bullet that I woke up one day and I said I want to be a travel writer, and it worked. I tried a lot of things I thought I wanted to do, and I was good at it. But then once I discovered what I'm meant to be doing, it really took off. And 8 years, 10 years later, I can honestly say I don't think I want to be doing anything else than what I'm doing right now. And that's a great position to be in. So be persistent. Success will not happen overnight. When you start out with a new idea or a new passion, it will take time for you to first of all find out what it is you want to be doing in that area. And secondly, for people around you to accept that. When I told my family that I'm not going to be working in a corporate job anymore, and I'm going to be traveling, they said, okay, that sounds great. How long are you going to do that till you get back to your real job? And I said, no, this is what I am doing full time now. And it for a few months, couple of years, they were asking me, okay, this sounds like fun. You're doing a lot of travel. It doesn't sound like a job. But when are you going to get back to your 9-to-5 job? And I had to keep on reinforcing that, no, this is what makes me who I am. And I am happy doing this. So be persistent in whatever you're doing and keep going till you make it happen. But also be flexible. You may have imagined your path to go a certain way and your career to a certain way, but it may have taken a different turn. And keeping the realms of your passion, think about different ways you can evolve your career. And maybe it's going to become bigger than you think you can ever imagine it to be. I know when I was sitting at my desk in my corporate job, I used to think I just wanted to be a food writer. I wanted to be a food critic for local restaurants and write about international cuisine. But now I have traveled to 80 some countries and I'm writing about travel and food. And I'm writing a series of children's books. I'm publishing my 5th book this year. And I have a nonprofit organization that takes people on tours. So it's evolved to be so much more than I thought it would be. If you had asked me 10 years ago, sit down and write like where you want to be in 10 years. Listen to your inner voice every chance you get. Because a lot of times people, they're sitting down and wondering, I wish I could be doing this. But they don't take the next step because they block out that voice and they go back to work. They go back to checking their emails. They go back to getting deadlines and doing the job, not really thinking about what is it I'm meant to be doing. And a lot of times that has happened to me as well. And I just write down that this is the idea that came in my head and I'm going to investigate it and I'm going to look into what this career path entails. Maybe talk to somebody who's already doing it or investigate it online and see what that position could look like. Now, when you start following your path and building a career out of your passion, there's certain signs you can look for, which will tell you that you are on the right path. First of all, it will reflect in your relationship with your friends, your family, even yourself. You will see the way you interact with others will change. You will be so excited about talking about your work and what you do. You'll have more energy to get up every morning and actually do the work. Think about how many people say Monday blues. Sunday night they're thinking about, oh, I'm going to go back to work on Monday morning. I have to get up early. I have to do this. You're not going to have any of those if you're doing something you're passionate about. Trust me, you're going to be working a lot harder, but it's not going to feel like work. Next, money will come. So don't think about money as the primary driving factor for your career, for your business. If you are on your path, you're doing something you are passionate about, the money will come in due time. So have patience and don't sell yourself short. Obviously, charge you for your services or your products, but be patient because money will come eventually. The biggest thing will be you will be happy. And you will be happy when you do what you're passionate about. There's a Japanese saying, ikigai. It's also a book that I highly recommend. It's the Japanese secret to living a long and happy life. And the biggest secret they have in that book is do what you are passionate about. Whether it's gardening, it's writing, it's traveling, it's cooking, it's painting, or it's accounting, it could be anything in the world. But if you're doing something you're passionate about, you're going to have a long and happy life. So I encourage you to go find your true purpose. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section below or in the chat section to your right. I'll be happy to answer them for you and share anything from my personal story that may help you. Now, we won't have any sessions the next week, but we will resume on April 24th. And I am also looking for ideas for what you would like me to talk about in our weekly travel talks. So send me a message, write something on this chat and under the comment section, and let me know what you want to talk about. What would you like to hear from me? Until next time, bon voyage.